Almost a week has passed since a major sports transaction in the United States made headlines, surpassing $6 billion. However, could this deal present challenges for the Boston Celtics starting lineup, which includes Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kristaps Porzingis? Is it realistic for them to maintain their championship aspirations next year? Let's dive into that. Here's a relevant question. Are you worried about the starting lineup being dismantled? The last 2 seasons have been undoubtedly rewarding for fans, who witnessed incredible performances. But how sustainable is this success? On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being not worried at all, and 10 meaning constant anxiety during games, where do you stand? Recently, an analyst pointed out the changes in the NBA's collective bargaining agreement as we approach the 2025 season. Unsurprisingly, NBA franchises have been informed that the salary cap is expected to increase by 10% next season, which is great news. The current projections align with figures presented to teams during the offseason. However, there's a key number all fans should be aware of: the second tax apron at $27.8 million. If a team exceeds this threshold for 2 consecutive seasons, as the Celtics have, it will face penalties. At this point, with the Celtics projected to be well above that $27 million line next year, there's a risk of losing future draft picks, something that could endanger the team's outlook. As of now, Boston has committed roughly $225 million to the roster, including players like Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, and Al Horford. To comply with the second apron rules, some salaries will need to be reduced, something long anticipated. With the current roster, Boston is already locked into $225 million, factoring in the starters and key role players. To fit under the second apron, budget cuts are inevitable, especially considering the team features 5-star level players. That's why we don't see many other NBA franchises trying to replicate Boston's high-talent strategy, particularly with 2 of the league's highest-paid players. Looking ahead to next season, some athletes could be trade candidates, either as part of a deal or simply to clear cap space. This reality stirs some unease among fans hoping for back-to-back titles, a goal that seems attainable in the coming months. However, in the near future, some goodbyes may be necessary, as the team sits roughly $23 million over the second tax apron. This forces management to consider offloading certain contracts, signaling a major shift in team composition. Among the likeliest to be traded are Drew Holiday, who is in his 30s and has seen a decline in production this year, and Kristaps Porzingis, whose contract doesn't extend beyond 2026 and who has a history of injuries. It's a tough call. Both are crucial pieces, but if Boston continues facing heavy penalties, moving one of them might be unavoidable. So, which player would you rather see traded to free up cap space? It's a real possibility, especially with a new team owner and new salary rules in play. Even if the team sheds some contracts, there may still be an opportunity to pull off a blockbuster trade. One commentator recently shared intriguing insights about Boston's potential summer plans. But before we get into that, let's touch on one of the best ways to stay connected to sports in over 30 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. The platform is extremely user-friendly for building a fantasy team. It only takes picking a few player stats for a chance to multiply your investment up to 1,000x. That's right. The potential to seriously grow your bet is real. The platform has become a go-to space for making money while watching live sports, boasting over 10 million users. Participants can mix projections from various sports, combining NBA players with baseball, hockey, esports, and more. March is a particularly exciting month, with tons of college and professional basketball games. Baseball season is also around the corner, with early projections like a player surpassing 215 strikeouts or another hitting fewer than 49 home runs. You can bet on full season outcomes or single games. The platform also offers multiple payment methods for easy deposits. For this sports season, it's highly recommended to download the app and use a promo code for a bonus after your first wager. Now, back to the subject. Could the Boston franchise actually make a move for Kevin Durant this year? Speculation about Durant and Boston has circulated since 2019, Every year, there's a new theory about how to bring this superstar to an already loaded roster. Recently, rumors have swirled about Durant moving from the West Coast to the East. These discussions include voices that, at first glance, seem unrelated, but they've weighed in on this possible move. The chatter around the Celtics has been consistent since 2019, and every season seems to bring a fresh perspective on how realistic a Kevin Durant acquisition might be. A recent commentator pointed out that we should be watching Durant's situation in relation to Boston. What does this mean? There's no evidence the Celtics are actively pursuing Durant, and no signs that he's pushing for a trade to Boston, but staying alert is never a bad idea. Still, I'm not convinced this move is truly on the table. Do you remember how much Durant made when he joined Golden State? That situation, being labeled as Snake and other names, was one reason he left. Now, imagining him repeating that by joining the current champions seems far-fetched. Boston hasn't even reached the playoffs yet, and we're already entertaining a Durant trade just because Phoenix is struggling? Sure, KD clearly wants out of Phoenix. He expressed it before the season began, so a trade is conceivable. But these Durant rumors are emerging while Boston is laser-focused on chasing back-to-back championships. Additionally, a new owner makes it more difficult to retain both starters and bench players. And now we're talking about acquiring someone who makes $54 million annually, when we already have two players earning over $50 million next year. There are three potential ways to pursue Durant, but it would require meticulous planning. First, the team would need to create cap space. Currently, they're $20 million over the second tax line, which could bring harsh penalties. That means some players would have to go to make room for a $30 million salary. Second, Boston must stay well below that second tax apron, which will be tough with two of the league's highest-paid stars. And third, there are numerous logistical and financial factors that make this situation even more complex. Both franchises need to start distancing themselves from players earning $30 million or more per year. On top of that, staying well below the second tax tier is critical, a tough challenge for Boston. Remember, Boston is paying $54.7 million in salary commitments for the 2025 and 2026 seasons. I just don't see how this could work unless they keep Tatum and completely restructure the rest of the team. It's hard to imagine this being viable, especially for a new owner trying to navigate the system. The previous management built the perfect team to chase Boston's 18th title, pulling off the improbable by bringing back 13 of 15 players from last year's championship squad. But with the new regime, it's unclear whether that strategy will continue, and it could be very expensive. So, with only 10 regular season games left, this feels like a distant dream. I'm not dismissing the rumors, but for now, nothing on the table has sparked any real excitement for me. It seems like a long shot, but tell me, how do you feel about all of this? Would you want to see a trade for a superstar? Or would you prefer the team stays the course? Drop your opinion in the comments. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In the whirlwind of NBA trade rumors, one name keeps popping up on the radar of fans and analysts alike: Joel Embiid. The Philadelphia 76ers star, already a 7-time NBA All-Star and the reigning MVP, could find himself leaving the city of brotherly love and joining one of the league's most prestigious franchises, the Boston Celtics. With Embiid's future in Philadelphia uncertain, the Celtics are reportedly exploring the possibility of adding him to their already formidable roster. But is this trade even feasible? The Celtics, fresh off another deep playoff run, have their sights set on championship glory. With Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown leading the charge, the idea of pairing them with Embiid, a dominant 7-footer capable of scoring, rebounding, and protecting the rim, could push Boston over the edge. Imagine the defensive nightmare and offensive firepower that a trio of Tatum, Brown, and Embiid could create. But here's where the speculation begins. Can the Celtics pull off such a blockbuster deal without sacrificing too much of their core? The 76ers' rocky start to the 2024 season, highlighted by Embiid's controversial suspension and internal team tension, has fueled speculation about his future in Philadelphia. Though Embiid is still one of the most unstoppable forces in the NBA, his relationship with the team has been strained. Could this be the right moment for the Celtics to swoop in and offer the 76ers a trade package they can't refuse? The acquisition would likely require a combination of young talent, draft picks, and perhaps a few current stars, but the potential rewards are undeniable. As fans eagerly wait for more information, one thing is clear. If Boston were to land Embiid, they would instantly become the team to beat in the East. The combination of Embiid's MVP-caliber skills and the Celtics' depth would create an unprecedented level of dominance. However, the situation is far from settled. With other teams lurking, such as the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks, the Celtics are facing stiff competition in this high-stakes chase. While nothing has been confirmed yet, the mere thought of Joel Embiid donning the green and white sends shockwaves through the league. Would this deal be a game-changer for the Celtics? Or will the 76ers find a way to keep the process alive for a few more seasons? The coming weeks are bound to reveal answers, but one thing is certain. Boston's pursuit of Embiid has the entire NBA holding its breath. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.